Yeah, it is going to be Trade, the proving grounds here in the second map. We just saw North cinched us 2 away from the X-Space Soldiers, deny that comeback. And now the question becomes, can they do it again here on Train? Obviously, we've had a good showing from X-Space Soldiers on this map, Hugo, so I'm curious, where do you see this one going?
I'd like to lean in the way of North. I think it is still going to be a close affair, right? As we saw yesterday, they got Space Soldiers, X-Space Soldiers got up 10 rounds against Mousesports on this map. I personally feel like a lot of them were Mousesports getting ahead of themselves and feeling very overconfident, especially after that 16-2 back on Inferno. But I still think X-Space Soldiers showed us that they've, at least warmed up there and looking better individually. Emor, who had an awful day yesterday, dropped 20+ kills in this first map. Those are some favorable odds. You can actually lose money if you bet on North over on Betway.
I can assure you that that's said to be one.
Yeah. Well, fast speed play here for the T's, and they are all over this bomb site, or at least they were. Kills coming swimmingly for the CT side, and only one man left up. Kiebi needs to ace to win this pistol.
Well, he at least manages to clear the close train. The issue is, I mean, that's one thing. Finding 4 kills is another. And it's not going to happen. So X-Space Soldiers take that pistol out. They take it cleanly. That kind of reoccurring problem for North in these pistol round struggles rears its head once again. They've managed 1 out of the 4 maps that we've seen them play.
That is what we call in the industry a yikes, Harry. What about Force Buys, though? Let's see what they can do with this. CZs and P250s is the name of the game. There's North Force Buy up. Plenty of utility as well. You could even go for an auto execute with this. You've got yourself 4 smokes on this round, so plenty of options for North. Space Soldier on the other side of things, 3 rifles. Couple of SMGs as well. Flash to B, keep Emor out as the Molotov goes down to care for the B rush. It won't be coming through. I'm sure Emor is still going to be thinking back to that one round where he has a Molotov ready to smoke B ramp, and then he throws a smoke instead, and then he gets rushed through the smoke by 4 players. That was against Mousesports, so I imagine we're going to see him use a lot more mollies there today.
Now, the one thing here is, if you're North, you've really put an emphasis on getting all this utility right. And as a result, you really need to get your money's worth out of that. You need to have everyone be throwing all the utility they can, because any player you lose so much of your arsenal. One thing that I was a bit worried about early on was Cadian down towards Ivy. He was holding it, and if he falls, he's the man that doesn't even have armor behind this D, because that would have just been the bulk of their utility given away. Now, obviously, that never came through, and now they line up what they've got. We can see it all getting expelled here. Emor up on top of the train will go unchecked for the time being. Now barreling in, quick double from him. Paz with another. North would have loved a bomb plant, but that is a long, distant dream, as not even a kill comes through for them there. That Force Buy gets torn to shreds. And you really hope this wasn't North maybe getting a bit ahead of themselves. Obviously, it's early days, right? They just take an eco here. They get a buy in round number 4. And personally, I actually prefer the second round Force Buys. Means that here, heading into this 4th round, you'll get all the bells and whistles that you need, including that AWP on Cadian.
It's map and side dependent, I think, definitely.
Yeah, and also just situational, if you're getting wrecked, well, not even wrecked, but if it's like a 10-5 scoreline and you're the team with only 5 rounds, don't take the risk. But, if it's the first half of a map and you're, over on the T side, then,
oh dear.
Well, Gade with the D might have actually just salvaged a chance in this round. He's already opened up with 2 somehow, some way. Cadian's retrieved the M4. So, it was writing off North in this round, but Gade with the Deagle, he's already been surprising, and he's looking for another. So close, but so far at the same time. All 3 players at this A bomb site right now, but now Emor considering the possibility of the B bomb site rotation. And Yam's even going to join him. X-Space Soldiers might be braining themselves here. They send Emor to try and clear out this close angle down in Ivy. It's actually Calix, rather. And he will get rid of Valdez. Now the penny's going to drop, and Yam comes back round. Calix in with another. That's AZ God. 1 by 1, North fall, and Gade here with the Deeg. It was his heroics to give North a chance in this round. He gets dealt with by the flank, so X-Space Soldiers able to recover that round.
Yeah, that's very important that they do there. We're not wanting to be give North their, we're not wanting to be give North their first round off the back of that, but it's so hard to convert those rounds where you really didn't invest to win it, and you have just P250s and Glocks. Even if you get 2 Deegs like that, Space Soldiers, if they play it right, they can still close it out knowing that you're armorless. You have to hit some ridiculous shots to keep that one up. And great effort from Gade, but It is only damage, Harry. 3-0, but definitely the buy coming out here from North now. No AWP. They've got the full rifles instead. Calyx forced off of the early Ivy aggression. Molotov at his feet and Smoke to finish it off. Gade's watching for the B push because there is an AWP in play. And Yam does have that. However, in the connector for the time being, just Emor holding up. Molotov will keep him back, and now he's got to care about the ramp as well.
Slowly but surely, Valde is aggressing down through Ivy, and a smoke pops to hold him back for the time being. Yam has to reposition and watch this from CT, so they do give up Ivy. This does leave Calyx's attention a bit divided, but luckily enough, this four-man hold should be able to repel any offensive from Pop Dog or Main, or at least give Calyx some time to reposition. Should this push come in, Yam now forcing his way forward, going to retake up position down in Ivy, and this means that Calyx is given a bit more room to maneuver. He's actually going to hedge his bets and heads over towards this B bomb site. The A side play looking to come in, but North only pushing from Main. All 5 players here. It's just going to be the flat A side play. No push from Pop, no push from Ivy, and it's this lack of presence in these positions that could punish them. Valde opens things up, Calyx in with the trade, and now Yam looking to try and arrive. The issue is the rest of his teammates have all but fallen. Yam through the smoke, good for one. Trade comes in, and it's Emor asked to step up and clutch. It's not happening. So North in with their first round. The 5-man burst out from Main does prevail. And it's largely on the back of just them winning their individual fights, those individual aim duels. That is where North are going to feel pretty comfortable.
They'd also done a great job of baiting out every single piece of utility of Space Soldiers. There was one flashbang left on the entire CT side when North actually exited into that bomb site. So, yeah, great work of getting those mollies out, forcing all the smokes. And that was done from the second the round started. North were throwing nades down Ivy. They were putting pressure on B. They were showing presence all over the map. And it pays off in the long haul. Slight pause there for the CT side as they try and work around this buy. Calyx has already bought, but no one else. Well, Paz and Engine have a bit of money, but Emor and Yam are going to struggle. They're going to go for it anyway. We'll see what they can get done. It's not the end. It's not the worst buy we've seen, to be honest. And you know, Scout and Yam rifles on almost everyone else, pretty decent. Just lacking that utility, of course. And North now with the AWP on Cadian picked up from the body of Yam is going to be a real threat to deal with. Emor spotting towards that B site once again. AZ caring for the aggressive push, knowing the money of Space Soldiers is low, so we're likely going to see SMGs and pistols potentially. They might even expect the eco here, but they're starting to get a bit of a feel as to what guns are being shown, especially when Paz drops one from the rafters. Gade falls down the pop. And even though AZ takes control straight after, we still have these CTs. Wow, no longer in a 5-on-4, now in a 3-on-4, 2-on-4. What is happening here? No flashbang, she's walking out Pop Dog and 3 kills off the back of it.
But now back into the 2-on-2. It's a real roller coaster of a round, and we're just strapped in for the ride. Engine and Emor left standing here for X-Space Soldiers North. It's Valde and Cadian that you're going to look toward to try and secure this round. Now that bomb is still on the back of Cadian here over towards this B side of the map. Valde gets spotted and actually dropped. So this was looking good for North, and now it's all turned sour. Cadian going to go for the open bomb plant here. He can look to either go aggressive or play up in the heavens, and this is good. It's going to keep X-Space Soldiers guessing. He does still have the Molotov as well. Emor with a molly of his own, but no smoke to extinguish that, so they do have to be a bit careful here. On the X-Space Soldiers side, when they see that bomb plant, they consider the potential of aggression from Cadian. They've cleared all the angles. They molly off the upper angle. They know that Cadian's got to peek from ramp, but he's dropped Emor. Now Engine has to go for the kill, and Cadian's running away. It's a mind game. No kit on Engine, so he taps on the bomb, but the time's already too far ticked. Cadian secured this round in the 1v2 and is going to get away with the AWP to boot. North on with their second. Not the cleanest of rounds, but they are able to pick it up after taking that man advantage, all thanks to AZ.
Yeah, well, there was one man down at the start, and suddenly that I mean, I don't even know what word I'd use to describe it. Mess in Pop Dog, where AZ peeks out and he gets 2 kills, which is fantastic, but no one watching it from Space Soldiers, and not even utility to facilitate those fights, but he still gets away with a 2-for-1.
You understand, though, from Space Soldiers why there's no one watching Pop, at least immediately, because, you know, they kill the first guy dropping, and so usually, right, you would expect them to throw in some utility to try and force the man out from Pop, if you're going to re-peak it. And that's a big if in and of itself, right? You normally don't want to just throw more bodies down Pop. So the fast aggression from AZ is just not expected one bit. And now the money's run dry for Space Soldiers. This is North's chance to tie this up early and go 3 for 3. Also looking to try and finally keep a round clean.
Ooh, this CT wrap though, Engine's ready for a boost spot within the connector. He finds a kill. The issue is these CTs are still not on the bomb site. They're contained. And now locked out. The Molotov going down through Con and Kiebi getting another kill. It's aggression from Valde that is punished from Emor, but this bomb plant's come in within the nick of time. Emor not able to silence it with the Molotov, but he's still going to give it a go. This is only an eco for these CTs, so they may as well try their hand, but Cadian shuts it down. 2 kills there on the post plant. North, 3 rounds here on the T side, and it's all even Stevens.
Won't get to see the AWP on Yam make an appearance in this round. Now, they don't have anyone to go toe-to-toe with Cadian. Four players at this B-bomb site early, with North starting to push and prod B in the initial stages of this round. They still have Valde down in Ivy, so this doesn't have to be the commitment. Although this looks like you're setting up for this B-side play with the wrap from Valde, and that kill from Cadian has definitely tempted them to go for this. He's already down ramp and can look to deny these fast rotations through connector. And this is one of these rare situations where we get to see this wrap from Valde actually work out and get to come in. He's slowly but surely aggressing in through CT. Might not even matter because Cadian and Gade have already done enough. Calyx and Engine left standing, and they likely just want to hold on to these weapons. So that's where Valde's flank can really come into its own.
Engine, yeah, he checked the back, but he didn't see him. I think someone spectating him must have called it because he doubled back and instantly got shut down. Valde doesn't let them save. 2 kills on the flank there. And yeah, great work. As you said, not really even needed. Space Soldiers were already out of that round by the time that he got that first kill. But still, keeps the money low, breaks the bucks. And now it's the CTs who have to eco as North take the lead away. This was a 3-0 at one point for the CT side. Times are changing though, and North's T side looks to be ferocious. Deagle and Armor on Emor, everyone else just pistols for the time being. No utility, and this is where North just flex. Fast A play. Valde's already out into the site, dinked, but he does get the kill. 3 more men here, and that Molotov could have been a bit of an issue, but luckily enough, he moves out of it. Emor too far away to stop this. And North, 5th round here on the T side. Valde's got the flank covered, but he is low, so there's potential that Emor can grab an AK here. Oh, no, not with his goblin position. Absolutely no way.
I tell you what though, Emor is a good talking point because, you know, yesterday, to say he struggled almost feels like an understatement, right? It was a very underwhelming debut from him. Now, obviously, the least experienced player in the roster, so there was a lot of questions around how much we could have expected, but I still think, he managed like 19 kills across that 2-map series in total. Obviously, outshining that in just the first map of this series, and he's already off to a good start once again. Topping the board for Space Soldiers. We just need to see more from the longer-standing members of this squad, right? That's almost what it feels like now. It used to be Calyx alongside Zantares who would step up. Paz would have great games as well, especially towards the end of that Space Soldiers roster's tenure. But we're not really seeing all too much from them. Paz, the first man to fall early on in this round. He goes down in Pop, and that's already handed this avenue over to North. They don't look to exploit it, though, at least not yet.
Again, though, we've got this wrap from Valde that's going to be so important. Well, maybe not even needed, considering the disadvantage already on the side of this CTs. But it's such a great fail-safe. To have this Ivy wrap on a B play, it's a fail-safe. And can usually solidify around when you get into those awkward 2v2 retakes. Although, that being said, it might not be the B play after all. The bomb's backed off through spawn. Emo's aggressive on the ramp. Oh, he's got through. He's got a free kill for it. AZ was watching up. No one's setting up smoke, so we're going to see a pre-rotation of Yam going back towards A, expecting that maybe North are hitting the site. They would be correct in that assumption. It's the wrap through the spawn. Although they'll smoke off that left side and go into A from this. Cadian's setting up for the B play here. It's only a fake though, and Emo has worked it out. Again, a massive frag from the latest edition. He'll be able to take a two-man advantage as North hit this A site.
Alex in with another gate, able to trade that, but Yam dunks down with the nade. And that's going to be a fourth for X-Space Soldiers. So big stuff from Emo once again.
And I mean, individually, he looks like he's got it on the ball, right? He seems to have great aim. It's been some weird decision-making yesterday, but today, I mean, his aggression is really, really good. He's catching North off guard. Twice he pushes up B-Ramp there and gets kills, so yeah, you definitely need to keep a lock on that if you are North. You can't allow that to keep happening. Throw a bit of a spanner in the works of their game plan. Ooh.
Aggression from Engine will be silenced and dealt with, and this time they've dealt with the pest that is Emo at that B-bomb site. So North sitting a man up now, and these are the situations that they've been pretty good in. Paz holding close to main, looking like maybe he wants to go through, and he does. Gage just lying in wait patiently on the other side, easiest kill of his life. Now Easy sneaking in toward B, and he should make the call that he's got this ground. The rest of the gang still inside of that A-bomb site. Easy actually spots one of these players at B, so that you imagine this is where the penny drops, and North do just look to hit A. Calix able to dispatch of the lone B site player. So a 2-on-3, still a chance for X-Space Soldiers here. North have to be careful that they don't throw this one away.
A very good call from Gate to wrap all the way around through T-spawn to bring the bomb rather than drop pop, a position they don't actually have control of right now. It will be mollied. North's scared of that, but both CT players are in the spawn side. Old Bomb on Ivy. Bomb going down for the latter of those, and Yam is deep in position with the AWP. His teammate side by side creeping, crawling up, but even if Valde misses his shot, he's got his teammates close by to try and trade. Calix surely knows. He sees a barrel of the gun, but he can't find the kill. And Yam gives away his position with the utility. Flash through, and Valde's getting aggressive. He wants this kill, and he'll find it. 2 for him, 2 for Gade, and 6 for North here on the T side.
I mean, now they've finally broken the backs of X-Space Soldiers' economy, right? The backbone of this team, the thing that's been facilitating these buys in the last few rounds, and now they don't have that to fall back on. Emo are going to have the scout to play with. It's a partial investment here from the Turkish squad. But this isn't really one North should have too much problems running into. You do get the Mag 7 on Yam. I'm curious where he's going to take it. It's actually over towards B. You know, you can like to play it up in the halls. Cadian flashed out, not considering the potential of Paz close, but it doesn't matter. Kirby's killed everyone. This round is over. North will be moving on to a 7th. It's just how much damage can Yam and Emo get done?
Minimal with Gade sitting here, but the Mag 7 mid-air, we know it can be a bit of a dangerous weapon there, but Yam's not going to go for it. Emo will with the scout. Not the best gun for that. And yeah, Valde has the exit covered. So as you say, 7 rounds, no damage for X-Space Soldiers in that one, but they've got plenty of money here, so it doesn't matter for the time being. That being said, Harry, this is a storming T-side from North, and you know it's done at this point, right? Even if this goes 8-7, North are going to be happy with the half. But of course, I'm doubtful it will go 8-7. We'll see if these CTs can keep it close, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know what they say, Hugo, anything is possible.
They do say that, Harry. Quite a lot, in fact.
All back in the hands of old mate Yam. He's got it over here towards B. That's been an interesting switch up, is the positioning Yam over towards this side of the map. So often we saw Emo just anchoring this B-bomb site solo. And this has left the A-bomb site feeling a little weaker as a result. Can now now see making the decision to rotate in through Con, and he'll get punished for that late peek into main. Cadian had so much time to post himself up there and just wait patiently for that connector peek.
That's awkward. Calyx gets caught by Valde down Ivy, and he's just going to double down with that push. Goes all the way in to the CT spawn. X-Space Soldiers are now getting pinched from both T-Con, Pop, and Ivy. This is a very awkward spot to be in, and Valde's found himself another entry. Engine seen in the heaven, but he's the only A player left up. Got to try and hold down the fort and wait for his teammate to arrive, because North will certainly be committing towards this site.
Ooh, Emor. Was a 1v4, now 1v3. As good as he's looked, this is still asking a hell of a lot. He does manage to deal with Kierby, but will he anticipate the close player in the bomb site? Almost able to flick onto it, but not quite. An 8th round for North, as they are slowly but surely dismantling this X-Space Soldiers roster's CT side. Now already, as you pointed out, this scoreline is a very respectable one, even if the rest of the rounds go the way of the X-Space Soldiers, and you imagine it won't, right? Like, they've got no money here in this round. It's another chance for North to pad these stats even more, secure a 9th. And I'm very happy about this, right? You wanted North to look strong here, as bad as it is for X-Space Soldiers. You know, they are a team that's kind of still feeling things out, still trying to build up this new squad versus North, a very tenured team in comparison. And this is one that you wanted to see them look victorious on, and they certainly do right now. This is going to be their 9th round.
Ooh. You can hear some footsteps. Engine's close, but not ready for the left angle. It's going to be a gun dropped and picked back up, but traded straight away. North running wild over this round once again. I mean, just look at the pace set from Gade in this round. He charged out B upper and caught Calyx back in CT spawn just seconds into this one. The sheer BM from North, they are feeling ready to finish this one off, it seems, in a 2-0 fashion. 9 rounds now their way, and Cadian will not let anyone save. And you do have to remember, Harry, Space Soldiers, they took a 3-0 off the back of the pistol and the force buy that North failed, and then the real anti-eco where Gay got 2 1-deeks. Since that, they've had 1 rifle round. They won 1 rifle round this entire half, which certainly doesn't bode well for a CT side of Train.
No, you feel like a lot of that just coming on the back of there's no one we can really look to step up other than Emor. And even then, right, a lot of the kills he's been able to get have been pretty low impact for the most part. It has been in these 1vx's, you know, where he's plucked a few players from the ranks of North. You know, we don't have that big commanding performance from Yam on the AWP that we saw yesterday when they were to take 10 rounds versus Mouse Sports.
Oh, that's awkward. I hate it when the molly spreads at the end, because that thing does not stop spreading. It will spread for the entire duration sometimes, depending on the angle that it gets thrown from and where it lands. So Kiebi gets caught by Calyx.
Cadian still here, still being a nuisance, and despite being just 5 points of health, able to double down, and this leaves Emor in a very horrible spot, right? He's got to have eyes in the back of his head, and I imagine he doesn't have them. Whoop. Okay, Cadian's finally been dealt with on this wraparound. The issue they're going to have is they're not really aware that Valde's here. And his presence alone is enough to secure this B-bomb site. There's the first man dropped. Paz didn't seem all too aware that Valde was already up on the rafters. And this is Engine in a 1v3 that's just never going to come through. He's just going to back off and try and hold on to the AWP here. That is really all the X-Space Soldiers are going to have to fight with into the last round of this first half.
And North know it as well. They've got B clear, so look at the methodical way that they're clearing on this map. They've walked up B halls through the middle of A site and down CT spawn at the same time, meaning there's no way the Engine could have caught a timing play into B. They'll double check. They'll be sure as Valde goes back. But that's a really nice way of North, you know, almost guaranteeing the fact that Engine can't get on this bomb. And they get to clear out a lot of the map as well for free, and might be able to find this gun at the end of the round as well. He tries to go down Ivy, and just in time he gets away with a save here. They won't be able to stop him unless he peeks. Oh, I mean, that's the embodiment of an unnecessary peek there, because you know that they can't reach you in time. You also know that it's last round of the half and North are not going to be dry for money.
Yeah, the way that you could look to justify that, if you wanted to,
I'd love to hear that.
Is maybe he anticipated the play is going to come through as well from the other side of Ivy.
Then
so
he should be watching
to
that.
deal. Yeah, I know.
No,
so
no, it's not justification.
Okay.
No,
yeah, no, yeah. I have to agree with you. I agree with you.
You turn
it's
your
fine.
back to the Ivy player, which is even worse. At least you have your one side covered. It doesn't matter. He knows it. It's 10-4, and it's a rush to B. And A.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Well, AZ's just tapped Yam out of the equation. Valdez tapping down Engine, and this is looking like an 11-4 half about to shape up here for the boys from the north. AZ in with his second of the round, and Calix, what can he do? It's just padding stats at this point in time. 11-4 North, a fantastic T-side half now moving into their CT side, looking to keep these strong appearances up and take this series 2-0. They're hoping for their first win of the ESL Pro League Season 9 thus far. And I mean, they're certainly on the right track to get exactly that. 11-4 at the end of the first half. A second one still to come. Can Space Soldiers bring it back, or is this all over? Find out after the break.
Walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk on, baby.
This train is always running on time with North at the helm. They're looking to make this a quick 2-0 affair. Sat 11-4 up right now, moving into their CT half. A pistol round here, Hugo, could decide everything. But that is something, as we've touched on, that North have been criminally bad at picking up.
Maybe it's them criminally bad, or maybe it's Optic criminally, I can't say that word, good, as they were dominant yesterday in that best-of-3 series, winning 6 out of 6. They won 5 out of 6 today. Obviously, North have been losing them to Space Soldiers, though, so at the same time, I think it's a bit of both. Let's see if they can break the curse, Harry, and not let an 11-4 half get to a 16-14. Who knows if it's possible, but we're about to find out. North potentially closing out a game in dominant fashion here. And as you say, all off of this one round. It's going to be the B fake for Engine, unless he takes that smoke back towards the A side of things. But no, just flash, smoke, fake, try and force rotations, and burst out T-Con. Ooh, what a dink.
Valde inside of the bomb site, still hidden, still tucked away. Gade, in the meantime, makes quick work of this push out from main before being traded by Emor. Kierby holding back towards Ivy. So this A bomb site is ripe for the taking right now for the ex-Space Soldiers squad. Cadian's been given a bit of time to rotate in. They do damage onto Kierby, but Cadian denying the bomb plant now gives North a real shot here. They lose Kierby, sure, with Valde and Cadian posted up still inside of the bomb site. They go down fighting, and now it's Cadian asked to 1v2. This was looking like it should have been North's round after Cadian denies that bomb plant, but they have been chipped away, and now Cadian just playing with his food. They double peek into him, and that is ex-Space Soldiers finding another pistol round here.
Yeah, Yam with 3 kills as well, saving the day there on that A site, because North, they did not fall for that B fake at all. They kept plenty of players up on A after the B ramp push, even though they dinked down Cadian from the back. That being said, North still falling short despite not being convinced by the fake, and now it is ex-Space Soldiers back on this T side to try and bring the game to a bit of a closer scoreline. We've got a couple of AKs and a couple of Galils. For North, it's the hard eco play for that third round bye.
Double Zeus, though. You love to see it. Well, they're holding close down here at ramp. Cadian's got his up on upper. The Zeus is in full effect at this B-bomb site, but they might never see action. As the action men down here towards Ivy. Creeping forward. This is not a round that really any damage should come through from North. The Zeus's were a nice little gimmick to maybe find something, but with 4 players inside of B, and this push coming in.
That's a lot of damage.
Lots of damage, but no kills come through. Emor is quick to get a lid back on that one.
In the meantime, North have pushed up B, so they do have the info. This is an A play and can play passive off the back of it. Give up the site. Just try and look for damage. You're not trying to win this. We're just trying to take guns away from ex-Space Soldiers, either on the exit or from over-aggressive T's hunting. That may, in fact, come through with 2 players already being tagged. The T-spawn is covered by these CTs. Gade's been taken down. Engine watching for that flank, and he's got 1 as well. Cadian, will he expect the second, or will he hide around the corner with the Zeus? It is the Zeus, of course it is. Galil taken, but he's already been wrapped from the spawn, so won't be able to get away with that gun. And Space Soldiers getting their 6th round, not losing those 2 players who were tagged up by Kierby, and 11-6 as we have the buy-up for North.
And you can see they're even considering whether Kierby should take the hit here and just purchase up an SMG or something along those lines to facilitate the extra utility. He just goes for the AUG, so focusing on firepower here over on the side of North. No head armor on Gade and AZ. Does leave the Mach 10 of Engine and the Galil of Paz to be effective on those 2. And it looks like this could just be the fast B play. Yeah, indeed it is. Straight down through ramp, straight in to the Moors of Valde and Cadian.
That is what happens when you rush into B without a single flashbang. Utility not being the best use there for ex-Space Soldiers, considering, you know, I don't know what you would expect there. You know North don't have Molotovs to stop you, so all you need is a flashbang to blind the player on top of the Grey Train, and there you go. You got the B side for free. So Calyx spotted, does get that kill from the close ladder player, but there's a man back on oil who will drop off. Yam's watching for the flank desperately, hoping for an overextended North player, but they will not be giving him any free kills today. AZ close in the pop dog has the drop back to A covered, but that bomb is still being watched down ramp.
Yeah, and that's the real problem here, right? North shouldn't really throw too many players at the ex-Space Soldiers, guys. They're not going to leave anyone high and dry or out of position or in an area where they can't really be traded. The one man who is the exception of that rule is AZ, but he at least has the availability of this later peak from Kierby up in the heavens. Yam has been able to catch a timing here, though, and elude both these players on A. As a result, he's up through Con. The guys on A haven't seen anything, so this means that Valde and Gade have to keep their eyes on the back line as well. And this has somewhat divided the two players inside of this B-bomb site. There's still a chance for Yam and Calix, but they have to pick up the pace. They shoot Valde in the back of the head. But Calix, 1v3, 7 seconds, not happening. He just wanted to die before the time ticks down. North, 12-6.
The big problem with that round is that bomb dropped down ramp right, but it didn't emerge for the CTs. Valde was holding ramp, and the bomb was, you know, the Ts could not have picked it up without him seeing it, but it was stuck on the ledge on the left behind the wall. So it's awkward because the CTs don't know about it, so don't heavily rotate off the back of that information, but the Ts can't pick it up without being killed by the CTs. So that was a very awkward round for X-Space Soldiers that, you know, you can't really get too annoyed at Yam for not being able to clutch it out, considering his teammates went gung-ho into the B site with no flashbangs.
Yeah, and a tactical pause here for the X-Space Soldiers side. They try and just, you know, go for the rather gimmicky, you know, no flashes and be not to telegraph anything, but I always have to take that with a pinch of salt, as you were kind of highlighting, right? You feel like a singular flash, would it have made much of a difference to telegraphing that play?
No.
No, not really, because they hear all the footsteps and... Okay, he didn't telegraph everything, but everyone died, so...
Nothing's more telegraphed than a slaughter, Harry.
The old saying, right? That's how it goes.
Maybe asking for a round restart here. Oh, is that you with your AFK bind, Harry?
It's always good to have one of them set up.
Yeah, just disappearing in the middle of every game we play. It's fine.
And yet I still am the best man in the team, so that really says a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's easy to come back into a round of 1-on-5 and get 3 exits before dying, you know. But yeah, bit of a timeout. Technical problems maybe on the side of Space Soldiers. They were the ones not to leave the spawn, but we'll just be waiting this out, Harry. No believing of the scoreline in the bottom right as well. It is North sitting 12-6 up right now.
Yes, and for those of you who are just tuning in, this little tech pause gives us a nice time to reflect on what we saw in that first map, right? Obviously, it was a 12-5 lead for North at one point in time. Space Soldiers were able to grind back into it and at least bring it close. They were briefly in the lead as well. They actually went 13-12 up at one point. And then, obviously, North were able to close things out. Train is there, Matt Pickgade. He, man on our screen right now. And he's been having a good time of things right now. You can see 79 ADR. Okay, that's pretty middle of the pack, but the kills he has been getting have been important ones for the side of North. I've seen quite a lot from this man.
Yeah, Gade's been really good. I think he's definitely slipped under the radar as one of the you know, stronger players for North. We've had a lot of people talking about AZ, of course, recently. Valde, generally. I think Gade is the backbone of this team to some extent, and I think he's a very, very good player. So
yeah, I mean, as Chad was highlighting on the desk, right, he's someone who you can just throw into a role, and he's always good for one. You know, normally
maybe
at least two. So. You know, if you have someone that you can have in that sort of position, especially on your CT side of Train, you know, you can just look to Gade, you can just set him up to anchor, you know, over towards that B side of things, and he'll do it time and time again. We're also highlighting Emor here. Now, he's been someone who in his debut game with his Space Soldiers squad on day one just yesterday, fell very flat, right? I really was not that impressed with what we saw from him. It really looked like he was struggling. And for me, the questions were, you know, is this just kind of the scaling of this for him, right? You know, obviously coming from a much smaller squad beforehand, and, you know, maybe the nerves getting to him a bit, but here on the second day, it certainly does not look that way.
Yeah, it's just a shame that, you know, like you're trying to prove your worth, you're trying to show how good you are, but you are the weakest team in this group, so it's going to be very difficult to do so. He's been top fragging both maps for the side of Space Soldiers here, so been down well proving his worth, but still, Harry, it might not be enough because currently, you know, a map down and 12-6 down in map 2, only 4 rounds away from a 0-2 setup here in the group stage. I think this is obviously the team that we would be expecting to go 0-3, and yeah, someone's got to. I mean, they don't because it's round robin, so everyone could get in, but yeah, someone probably has to.
Yeah, it certainly feels like that could be the case. And, you know, I mean, yeah, we were kind of speaking of the X-Space Soldiers squad. You know, the old saying, right, a chain is only as long as the strongest long chain, right? So he's very much the stronger guy within the team right now, but it's a few weak links around him not exactly building that up. nice and intimate.
This is actually what we do when we're not on camera. Oh, whoa, okay, maybe not, maybe not. Calm down, Casper, calm down.
This is PG-13.
See, you've really got to get intimate with your coach, Harry. If you don't, then I don't know.
Is that how you've been rising through the ranks?
We could go with that, yeah.
Man, did they just pick this man up? Because he gives one hell of a back. Look at this. How it must be very nice. That's what I always think whenever I see that happening.
Do you think he has massage training coming into, like, is that part of when you join the org? Do you get massage training as a coach? Because he's working out the knots in Valde's neck right now. He's giving it a real scene.
It's not a banana break now. Now it's a massage break. These are the divas of esports right here. There's not even a tech. One of them just like spilt some water into his PC.
Oh no!
Like, oh no, guys, get over here and rub my back and feed me a banana. Fan me while you do it. He's making the rounds. No. Okay, it's pretty. He doesn't really need anything.
No.
He's like, nah, mate, you are as stable as they come.
My shoulders are rigid, and I'm ready to.
It's rigid. How you want your shoulders?
Maybe
to
you
be?
do need a massage if your shoulders are rigid. Can you give good massages, Harry?
No. No, I'm just going to be honest. I'm not going to try and help myself up. God, no. I've got the hand-eye coordination of, I don't even like.
It's not a competitive sport. You don't need good hand-eye coordination.
Well, no, I know,
for
but I mean, like,
massaging.
I've just got none to begin with, and also, like, well, I don't know what the opposite of heavy-handed is, but I'm just that.
Light-handed?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, if you want to go direct,
Weak.
light-footed, mate. Would be
Weak.
But yeah, I mean,
We're back into things.
yes, we are. We don't have to reflect on my massaging ability.
Although I will be tonight.
Instead, we can look towards this game, map number 2, and it's 12-6 in favor of North over on the CT side of things. X-Space Soldiers cobbled this pie together. They've got what they can, but it's not a lot.
Is it enough, though? That's the question. They were able to bring back a similar scoreline to a very close affair on Dust, but difficult half to play. T-side of Train. Deep smoke, boost up from Kiebi with the Org. He's just going to sit here, chill out, and, well, die, because Calix has caught him off guard. And now they know that the North player is backing off of Ivy as well. They might just try and hit into B at the same time, because knowing the two players committed towards Ivy and two of them being dead very much opens up a lot of room for you. Yams crept into B as well, knowing these rotates are probably coming off of the site, and that's where the bomb can be picked up. X-Space Soldiers, they throw the deep Ivy smoke to keep Valde here, and it keeps 3 players on A. North, they've been absolutely rumbled, I guess you could say. That bomb is going heads up into the B site right now, and I think AZ's finally realized it, but it's too late. Look at how deep Yam has got himself. Goodbye, Valde. AZ does take the trade to Paz within the site, knowing he is being wrapped as well, but he's only 20 points of health and not an easy gunfight to take. Gade's up in the halls as well, trying to drop one of these flanking players, and Engine has been dealt with, but that bomb just makes it into the site, leaving Gade alone in a 1-on-3.
Yeah, there's not much love for Gade here over on the side of X-Space Soldiers. He's just got to back off, look to hold on to this AK. So the Turkish squad are trying to grind their way back into this, and they do manage to get the job done with this cobbled together buy, and honestly with a lot more success than I imagined they would have. So they've done a stellar job of not only securing a 7th round, but keeping 3 players alive. Yeah, we saw on Dust 2, it was the economy falling apart that was their downfall after that huge comeback that they were able to pull, right? The money was just never there. So the second that North picked a round up, it was back to the grim reality of a very broken economy for the X-Space Soldiers side. They're trying to deny that happening here on Trade.
And you do need not only rounds, Harry, but clean rounds, and at least one was found there, but maybe a little bit more than one. Look at North's money. It's not exactly in a good state either. They really shouldn't buy here, not round this 1 AK, but they'll go for it. 12-7, why not? They had, you know, 1900 loss bonus coming into next round. They would have been able to full buy. But, I mean, this isn't too bad of a replacement. They've got a couple of rifles. Definitely would have preferred the single eco, but let's see what North can do with this. A shotgun on Cadian as well. That's going close towards T-Con. Ivy play once again for Space Soldiers. They even have one player on Olaf, and Paz has to smoke the molly to stay alive. Cool for a bit of support. Cadian creeping up, and the timing. He turns his back, but Cadian doesn't hit the shot, and he just gets timed himself. AZ bails him out with 2, but Cadian's dead in the meantime. The Ivy split not working out as Emor runs in through the Molotov, and suddenly blink and you miss it, it's a 2-on-4.
Yeah, things looking a little too easy for AZ there. Calyx and Engine grouped up. These two, lots of experience playing together, and that really does have to shine through now more than ever. That bomb dropped. Or rather on the back of Engine as they try and hit this A-bomb site now. Both players grouped up over here in main. Still 3 players here for North, so they're going to be running into the more stacked of the two. As they peek out, Gade finds the first man and the second as well. Always good for one, and sometimes good for two. It's Gade. North up 13-7 on the back of that 4-spy. And so we were hyping up the fact that X-Space Soldiers could finally build some money, finally start to get back into a good situation. And no, it's all come crashing down around them.
Grim reality, Harry, it is back. Reality is indeed grim for these Turks. And 7-13. Pistols once again for the T's. Deagles, and no utility to even get down ramp or try and get a bomb plant here. That would be the game plan, but just splitting up and looking for individual fights with these Deagles. I mean, that's when desperation really is calling. Emo's already lost his. I imagine he won't be the only one to fall here on the T side. Lots of nades going in towards main, keeping Engine back. A wrap back round towards Ivy here for 3. Luckily enough for X-Space Soldiers, North have given up this position. They've focused rather on taking control towards T-Con. Luckily, Valde has moved back in at the right time. And the reason being he's done this is because North have actually pushed up in the B halls as well. A lot of information, a lot of control. Even the crossfire down on Ivy as these Ts sneak to what I imagine will be a very bloodbath, a very messy bloodbath rather.
Well, there's blood in the bath, but it's not all X-Space Soldiers. Kirby does get dealt with, but Valdez here to mop up the remaining players. 14-7, just 2 away from picking up their first win here at ESL Pro League R North. And for X-Space Soldiers, it's a pretty troubling time. This buy here is not perfect, doesn't have all the bells and whistles they would like. And, you know, you're staring down the barrel of going 0-2 at that point. It's pretty unlikely that you manage to rise on up if you are X-Space Soldiers. Obviously, they still have a match yet to come versus Optic. That'll be going down tomorrow.
I mean, at that point as well, you're hoping for bad results from other teams, and you're depending not only on your own ability to beat Optic, but also other teams to have the inability to beat each other. You know, you're relying on luck at that point, not just your own skill.
Yeah, the fate is no longer in your hands, right? It's, suddenly down to external factors.
But even then, Harry, I mean, facing Optic is not going to be easy. Optic, a team to beat North yesterday as well, and a very experienced few players, maybe not the tenured roster that North are currently showing. 2 rounds the difference between North and a victory here on map number 2. Kirby watching the edge of that smoke, and X-Space Soldiers again down Ivy. They've been given this a lot, but North have been absolutely fine to give up control towards this position. Watch it for somewhere passive like back CT or deep within the bomb site. Very common to see that with an AWP. But they are yet to facilitate one on the CT side. Kirby keeping an eye as the rest of the Ts group back up in the spawn, potentially setting up A smokes here, or even full grouping Ivy. That would be an idea, but no, they're going back towards T-Con with this AWP. A smokes going over, late Molotovs to keep these Ts out, and Kirby, he pounces.
Ooh, he's answered with 2, and that is already more than enough. He's going to keep on fighting, he keeps on going, and he shuts down almost everyone. Engine picking him up, but in the 1v2, making noise. They know where he is. Gade peeks on out, and 15-7 map and series point now for North on their map pick. Looking to take this one much more convincingly than Dust 2.
Yeah. And that's kind of what we hoped as well, this being their map pick and everything, right? We know North can play train to a very good extent. And even though X-Space Soldiers were able to get 10 rounds against Mousesports yesterday, it's a different team, it's a different day, it's a different game, and it's all coming up North here, Harry. 15-7, money is gone here for the T side. An AK Scout, 2 MAC-10s, and a bucket load of desperation. Calyx is playing the armored Glock. He actually gets dropped over a MAC-10, so it's okay. Or he finds it late in spawn. X-Space Soldiers setting up outside of B, and Valde's already dropped the bomb. That is not a good start.
Oh, Engine was able to duck down and retrieve the bomb, so at least has that to work with. But a 4v5 staring down the barrel of defeat are X-Space Soldiers, and now not just a man down. Kirby's actually worsened the blow, so one by one, they're getting chipped away. They're trying to deal. Oh, not trying to deal. They are dealing with the man down in Ivy. But in response to this, Valdez started to clear the B halls, and this has meant that another man could just cheat his way in towards the A bomb site. Now for X-Space Soldiers, wherever they turn, they're going to be running into a very unideal situation. If it's continuing over here towards B, then you've got to deal with Valdez, and they've got no clue he's this aggressive. This is almost definitely going to culminate in the A play. With 2 players in main, this is not an easy task for the X-Space Soldiers squad, but Paz might make it so. Somehow they found everyone. The 3-man stack of North gets torn apart, and it's Valdez on the wrap round. The wrap has to come in quick, and it has to come in clean. The bomb goes down, and Valdez here, they put a lot of stake in this wrap round, and this might be why, but Calix gets the trade, solidifies an 8th for X-Space Soldiers, and keeps the faint glimmer of hope burning that much longer. Hesitated
with Dream, Harry. But yeah, I mean, that was all down to timing as well. Paz almost caught Valdez on the wraparound when he was in the B halls around the toilet area. And as soon as Paz turns around, Valdez finally walks up the stairs. So the fact that he even got 2 kills and made it a 1v1 there, pretty unreal. But the game continues, Harry, and North give up a round. They eco. Just Deegs. Not even utility behind it. So this is a chance for X-Space Soldiers to, you know, not only get another round, but it means obviously if they take it cleanly, they're going to have even better weaponry going into the follow-up. Because right now we see Galils and limited utility as well. No AWP. That's something that North will have in their repertoire in the follow-up round, because of course lots of money saved up on Valdez here. Very heavy Ivy setup. North have gone from the polar opposite of completely giving up this position all half to now, well, not only rushing it, but having 4 players with their eyes. They'll change their mind. Kiebi gets killed by Emor, and now they start to back off towards B and gamble for this stack.
The issue is Vengeance so deep in the A-bomb site. X-Space Soldiers know that this is barren and empty, and they can just get the bomb down here. Emor taking up the aggressive stance towards CT. Does actually get beheaded by Cadian. Deeg still looking to try and do damage. Engine posted up to shut down this CT play, but Cadian's in with a second, and now he's retrieved the Galil. If you're North, you're definitely tempted to try and go for this, right? You've only invested a few pistols here and there, and now you've got X-Space Soldiers on the ropes. The bomb goes down, and Valdez creeping into the bomb site. Tries to be that first point of contact and actually splits the attention away from Pop Dog. Gade's now emerged here and can look to retrieve that AK. Gives him a little bit more to try and fight back with. Time ticking down, but Gade's still the unknown factor. Still the unknown quantity. And Calix pushing out of the open's gone. It's Paz asked to try and clutch a 1v1. Time ticking down, and it's very much of the essence here. Gade gonna peek on out and is able to beat Paz, but I don't think there's time for the defuse. There's not. He's got to back off. They find all the kills necessary with just Deegs to their name.
And just as we're talking about the necessity to take clean rounds here, Harry, because it means they'll have a better buy in the follow-up round, now they're going to go into this one with even less to work with. They lose all 5 guns. And they had no save money as well, so 3,500 for the bomb going off, and that's it. This is a bit of a messy situation for X-Space Soldiers. I mean, we already knew that, but losing 5 players doesn't make it any easier, rather. Cadian's on the AWP. And they don't even have nades. We have 2 smokes. You wouldn't know that X-Space Soldiers won the previous round with the buy that they're fielding here. You are very much hoping on individuals to shine through.
Cadian's close at ramp here. Ooh, he's in danger. He's in a lot of danger. Yam capitalizing on that flashbang from Paz. And North looking like they might lose yet another round here to allow X-Space Soldiers onto a 10th. Emor going to go as far to delete Kiebi on this wrap round and just the gift that keeps on giving for X-Space Soldiers. This will be the 10th for the Turkish squad, and they're still with a chance of pulling this back to overtime. North maybe getting a bit overzealous in these last few rounds.
Yeah, this is a little worrying, Harry, because you know that North's inability to close out games has come back to bite them in the past. And this would not be one that they would like to give up, but might not have a choice. Emor, 3 kills in that round. Fantastic work from the latest edition. 20 kills on him. He's top of the team, which, I mean, is great for him, but it does definitely throw question marks the way of some of the other players on the X-Space Soldiers. Like, if you're leaving Emor to top frag, then, yeah, I don't know. I feel it's a bit of a problem. Where's Calix at?
Yeah, I mean, I think it very much could call into question some of these other players, right? Especially because you look at the formula for the longest time with the old Space Soldiers squad, and it was very much, you know, like a one-man army for the longest time, right? You had Calix alongside Zantares helping out, but he's not really replicating that here, and it's not fill you with too much confidence. But a timeout called, and North, I mean, you know, they are still feeling the pressure, right? These last few rounds have gone the way of the Turkish squad. You don't want to allow them to build back into this and do what they did on Dust 2, you know, start to bring things back. They take the eco here, focusing on the fall buy in the next round. And once again, it's a few little Zeus surprises thrown in. Kirby's got one. 5 players for North inside of the A-bomb site. And oh no, this is where X-Space Soldiers have decided to push.
Oh,
yeah.
What a flick.
Was very fast.
As he hits the ladder and he gets a shot off as well, almost doubles it. Paz just staying alive in the corner of the Pop Dog. It's still a 2-on-3. It's still all up in the air, but this is where Space Soldiers need to start winning their duels. Cadian with the Deeg spotted, and we'll go for the full wrap round, trying to play this round a bit slower. Kiebi even backs out of Ivy and actually re-aggresses to his own demise. Calix there with the Krieg. Now it's Cadian, full wrap round. Given how long it's been since he's peaked in Connector, they should expect this possibility. And he's keeping his eyes very, very deep on the Pop Dog. He's been spotted. He's going to double back as well. No, he's saving.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Because you've got good loss bonus and $3,000.
Well, they do go hunting for him. Engine. Yeah. 11-15 map and series points still in favor of North, but that lead that they have is starting to diminish. X-Space Soldiers building back into this game. The only issue they're going to have is it could be all too little too late. Similar story to Dust 2. Give them some time to find their footing here on Train. I tell you what, though, you think about the fact this has always tried to be, you know, one of these go-to home maps for the North squad. I don't feel like X-Space Soldiers can be too disappointed. The fight they've put up, definitely coming into this being those underdogs.
And it's not over yet, Harry. Let's not get ahead of ourselves to think this is a one game for North. AZ's on the secondary AWP, though, and if you think back to Dust, he had quite a few highlight clips with that secondary AWP. So maybe the turnaround for North, maybe the fresh investment that they need. Cadian's close on the ramp, but this time not getting aggressive. We don't want to see North giving away this first advantage without the possibility of a trade. That is unfortunate. Dink through the wall. Down to 25. He needs Valade to help him out here on the bomb site, but who else would you want to be side by side?
Issue for X-Space Soldiers now, though, is they don't really have any information to go off of, right? They spot the one AWP Acadian over towards that B-bomb site initially. And so they just decide, all right, we're going to try and hit A. You know, we've shown our hand a bit over towards B. You hope that on the back Acadian getting dinked down, that maybe they over-rotate toward that side of the map, and that could not be further from the truth. 4 players here for North inside of the A-bomb site. This is the best case for them to pick up this win that we've seen in a while. Cadian and AZ, the double AWPs, lighting up the scoreboard. And we said this might have been the change they needed. It certainly looks like it. Engine, a 1v3, such a big ask of someone who's been pretty quiet thus far for the X-Space Soldiers squad. And there's AZ to cement it. 3 kills, the double AWP prevails. It's all North needed to see the victory here on Train. They take this series 2-0. They pick up their first win here at the Pro League.